Hey, welcome to our new series where we go through the School of Pipsology. Basically, the rundown is we're just going to go through all the courses and we'll go through all the points they made through the course, see what's important, see what's out, and I'll read them out for you. And I'll explain certain experience we go on the way and so on. So, if you're learning Forex for the first time or you want a bit of a revision, this is probably a good series for you. So yeah, let's get straight into it so you see what we're doing and we'll go from there. So first lesson is, what is Forex? Quite simply, the global financial market that allows one to trade currencies. If you think one currency will be stronger versus another and you end up correct, then you can make profit. Once upon a time, before a global pandemic happened, people could actually get on airplanes and travel internationally. If you've ever traveled to another country, you usually had to find a currency exchange booth at the airport and then exchange the money you have in your wallet into the currency of the country you're visiting. So that's back in the days. You go up to the counter and notice a screen displaying different exchange rates for different currencies. An exchange rate is the relative price of two currencies from two different countries. You find Japanese yen and think to yourself, wow, my $1 is worth 100 yen and I have $10. I'm going to be rich. When you do this, you are essentially participated in the Forex market. You've exchanged one currency for another, or in Forex trading terms, assuming you're an American visiting Japan, you've sold dollars and bought yen. So, before you fly back home, you stop by the currency exchange booth and exchange the yen that you miraculously have remaining. Tokyo is very expensive, by the way, and I can attest to that. I've been there once about 5 years ago. And notice that the rates have changed. It's these changes in the exchange rate that allows you to make money in the foreign exchange market. So we'll go back to that in a moment, but hopefully that gives you a scope of what the Forex market is. So pretty much you're trading, each time you exchange currencies, you're hoping that you're on the up end of that exchange. So let's go through this article a bit more, the topic a bit more, and yeah. So the foreign exchange market, which is usually known as Forex or FX, is the largest financial market in the world. The FX market is a global decentralized market where the world currency exchange hands. Exchange rate change by the second, so the market is constantly in flux. So it's not like when you're trading stocks, for example. If you're trading Tesla, Disney, those move at a very slow rate and they're only open at certain market times. So it's not like something you can just sit there and trade every minute, every second. Okay? That's where the Forex market is different. You really can't just sit there and trade. Trade every hour, trade every minute. This is where you can do day trades. Okay? And that's 24/7. So the topic goes on to say, only a tiny percentage of currency transactions happen in the real economy, involving international trade and tourism, like the airport example above. Instead, most of the currency transactions that occur in the global foreign exchange market are bought and sold for speculative reasons. Currency traders, also known as currency speculators, buy currency hoping they will be able to sell them at a higher price in the future. Compared to the measly 200 billion per day volume in the New York Stock Exchange, the foreign exchange market looks actually ginormous with its 6.6 trillion a day trade volume. That's trillion with a T. So all this stuff doesn't really matter to a person that's learning Forex right now, okay? But this is just stuff to give you a scope on what this industry is. So all you really need to take so far from what this is what you're actually trading, what you're actually doing in the Forex market, which is exchanging currencies. So, okay, so everything I said, just taking that in. So, let's take a moment to put this in perspective using monsters. I don't think you really need to. Again, they're just trying to explain how big this market is, the volume of it. To a beginner, this all means nothing. This all means nothing. Um, and some people will tell you it means something, but it really means nothing. All you have to really know, take from this, is it's an active market. There are a lot of participants in it, a lot. Okay, um, if volume, if anything to go by, look at this mark. Look at this image right here. Okay, it's just telling you the volume of how many. Yeah, so it's just telling you that there's a lot of participants in it. That's why it's always moving, really. So what is this going to say? So I will skip some of this stuff because, again, I'm trying to get out the gems out of this course. So if you really wanted to study this, then you would go through this whole course word by word, study it in and out. But I do want to make it easy for you guys, and so you can listen instead of read. So I know a lot of people don't like reading. I understand that. I understand that. I'm one of myself. So yeah, I won't digress any further. Let's get straight to the point. Let's go back into track. And then if you just want to count the daily trading volume from retailers, that's us. So again, this is just telling you how big the market is. So things to, yeah, here's the point. The Forex market is open 24 hours a day and 5 days a week, only closing down during the weekend. Okay, so unlike stock or bond markets, the Forex market does not close at the end of each business day. Instead, trading just shifts to a different financial center around the world. The day starts when traders wake up in Auckland, Wellington, then moves to Sydney, Singapore, Hong Kong, Tokyo, Frankfurt, London, and finally New York before trading starts all over again in New Zealand. So what that basically says is the Forex market is open 24 hours a day, but it doesn't just open one market during the whole 24 hours. It just shifts. So for example, I'm an Australian, right? So the Sydney market opens at 7 a.m. for me, and then it closes about, oh no, I forgot the time. Say for example 9, okay? But you know, that doesn't mean I can only trade Australian dollars during that time. No, all it means is just like stocks, the opening hour is pretty important. That's when a lot of things happen. That's when bank moves and all that. And so specifically in this case, 7 o'clock Sydney, Australian banks would open. And so that's when the prices will fluctuate a lot in the first hour. Okay? But the money still moves up and down all through the day. It even moves during the night because not only are you accounting for what Australia does, you're also accounting for what the world does. Okay, so if the US dollar moves during the night, Australian dollar is also affected somehow. Somehow. And we'll get into that a bit later. Okay, so when they say these countries, they're just telling you what the opening hours are. So it opens in New Zealand, and you know that goes for how long the business days is, for let's say 10 hours or whatever. And then Sydney opens on that, and then Hong Kong opens, you know, and it goes, you know, Hong Kong might open 9, Tokyo opens from 9 a.m. into the evening. London opens from about 3 p.m. into the morning, you know, and New York for me opens at 9 p.m. So basically, I will be trading the Australian market during the day, and London during 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and then the US market from 9 p.m. downwards. So sorry, so when I say yeah, US currencies and their pairs, but generally you can do any time. I do any time, especially if you're not you're not a day trader. If you're like a short trader, what was it? But yeah, you get my point. We can go. They'll definitely go into it further detail later. I remember when I first read this like 5 years ago. I was a bit but it all makes sense later. That's all you need to know for our first topic, which is what is Forex. Hopefully that all makes sense. Hopefully you guys are okay with this series. This is probably the only time that I'll explain what this series is, so I'll just get people to refer back to this episode if they are confused about what the series is. But and so moving forward, each episode is going to be quick, bam, 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 through all the topics. And just getting out the meat from the bread. Hope you guys enjoyed the series. We'll catch you on the next video. See ya.